Dawn breaks over a fractured Washington, D.C. The first orange rays catching the steel skeletons of scaffolding wrapped around the Capitol dome. It's a powerful image, isn't it? A monument both broken and being rebuilt. A perfect mirror for the nation itself. Down on the National Mall, a sea of faces gathers. They've come from every corner of what was once the United States. Their expressions a mix of exhaustion from years of turmoil and a fragile, flickering hope. Massive digital banners overhead cut through the morning mist, announcing a new beginning. The inauguration of the citizen legislature. This isn't just another election. It's a gamble on a completely new way of governing. Inside what used to be a tech expo center, the air hums with a different kind of energy. This is the temporary congressional hall, and it's a world away from the old marble chambers. Imagine glass tables that glow with interactive data, massive wall displays showing what people are saying on social media in real time, and a circular chamber where every seat is equal. There are no aisles to divide parties, no grand desks for a powerful few. It's a design meant to foster collaboration, not confrontation. This is where we first meet Mara Hawthorne, just a few months ago. She was a school teacher in a small, forgotten town. Today, she's a delegate, elected by her community to represent them in this grand experiment. As Mara finds her seat, she looks around at the faces of her fellow delegates. They're not the usual cast of career politicians. There's a farmer from the plains, a software engineer from the West Coast, a retired medic from the industrial heartland. They are ordinary people who were called to do something extraordinary. The sense of responsibility is heavy in the air, but so is a shared determination. They all know what's at stake. They've lived through the collapse, and they are here to ensure it never happens again. This radical transparency is the core of the new system. Every debate, every vote, every piece of data is broadcast live, accessible to every citizen. The idea is simple. If the people can see everything, corruption will have nowhere to hide. The silence is broken as a calm, synthesized voice fills the hall. It's the AI-assisted speaker, a neutral entity designed to manage proceedings without bias. It calls the first session of the citizen legislature to order. This is it. The official start of a reimagined American government. The moment feels historic, charged with the weight of expectation. The delegates look at each other, a silent acknowledgement passing between them. They are the architects of the future, and their first task is to restore the most valuable and shattered currency of all. Trust. Outside, the crowds on the mall cheer as the proceedings are projected onto holographic screens. Above them, a massive holographic eagle takes flight, its majestic form flickering and glitching, a beautiful but imperfect symbol of this fragile rebirth. The new government's first order of business is to tackle the immediate crises. Infrastructure is a top priority. For years, roads, bridges, and power grids have been neglected, left to crumble. The legislature proposes a decentralized approach. Instead of a single massive federal bill, they've created a platform where communities can submit their own rebuilding projects. Using real-time data on everything from traffic flow to material costs, the AI helps prioritize projects based on immediate need and long-term impact. Mara champions a project for her district tree building, a bridge that connects a rural farming community to its only market. We watch as her proposal is debated, refined with input from engineers and logistics experts from across the country, and finally, funded. It's a small victory, but it's tangible. It's proof that this new system can actually work, that it can deliver results directly to the people who need them. But rebuilding a nation is about more than just concrete and steel. It's about healing the deep divisions that tore it apart. The next major initiative is the Reconciliation and Unity Commission. This isn't a trial or a tribunal. It's a national dialogue. The commission uses a network of trained mediators and secure communication platforms to bring people from former rival factions together. They share their stories, their losses, and their grievances. We see a tense but ultimately moving session where a former militiaman sits down with the mayor of a town his group once blockaded. There are no easy answers, no magic words to erase the pain of the past. But for the first time in years, people are listening to each other. They are beginning to see the humanity behind the uniform, behind the ideology. It's a slow, painful process, but it's the only way forward. While the new government focuses on building a brighter future, There are those who are tethered to the past, miles away from the hopeful energy of the Congressional Hall. Commander Roge stands on a dusty rooftop, watching the city through a pair of high-powered binoculars. He's a relic of the old world, a man who thrived in the shadows of power and secrecy. He sees the new government not as a symbol of hope, but as a naive and dangerous experiment. To him, transparency is a weakness, and consensus is a fantasy. He believes that true power doesn't come from a vote. It comes from control, from knowing things that others don't. He lowers his binoculars, a cynical smirk playing on his lips. Rhodes isn't alone. He's the leader of a network of former intelligence officers, military elites, and political power brokers who were pushed out by the new system. They call themselves the Sentinels, believing they are the true guardians of the nation's security. They operate in the dark, using old backdoors in the national security apparatus and encrypted networks that predate the collapse. They see the citizen legislature's open source governing as a catastrophic vulnerability. What happens when an enemy, foreign or domestic, uses that transparency to their advantage? What happens when a popular but disastrous policy is voted into law by an emotional public? The Sentinels are convinced that it asks only a matter of time before the people-less government fails, and they are preparing to be the ones to pick up the pieces and restore order their order. The conflict begins, not with a bang, but with a whisper. A series of coordinated cyber attacks begin to target the government's data networks. At first, they seem like random acts of digital vandalism, but Mara, with her analytical mind, starts to notice a pattern. The attacks aren't aimed at causing maximum damage. They're targeted. They subtly alter public opinion data, create phantom resource shortages in key districts, and sow distrust among the delegates by leaking manipulated private communications. It's a campaign of information warfare, designed to make the new government look incompetent and to slowly erode public trust. The holographic eagle over the mall glitches more frequently, its form becoming more distorted, a visual metaphor for the invisible war being waged against the Republic. Mara tries to raise the alarm, but it's difficult. How do you fight an enemy you can't see? The very transparency of the system makes it vulnerable. The Sentinels are masters of the old game of shadows and misinformation, and they are using it to poison the new world of light and openness. Mara realizes they are not just fighting a political battle, they are fighting for the very soul of the nation. She starts to build a small, trusted team to investigate these anomalies off the official record, knowing that going public without definitive proof would cause the very panic the attackers want. She has to step into the gray areas she had hoped to leave behind, using some of the old world's methods to protect the new one. The climax approaches as Rhodes and the Sentinels prepare their final move. They plan to trigger a false flag event, a simulated large-scale infrastructure failure that will cause chaos and panic. In the ensuing confusion, they will present their solution: a lockdown of the open network and the implementation of their own centralized, secure system of control. They will frame it as a necessary evil to save the nation from itself. They will be the heroes, restoring order from the chaos they secretly created. For them, the end justifies the means. The future of America is about to be decided, not in an open vote, but in a hidden war between two opposing visions of the country, one built on open trust, the other on hidden control. The glitching eagle is a warning rebirth is not guaranteed, and the ghosts of the past are always waiting for their chance to return. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe for more.